We are live.
We're Red Dad, Blue Dad. Red Dad, Blue Dad. Let's get it. Let's go, baby.
Ja. You know we all about this wealth war. You got to make sure you got the right artillery to shoot. Yeah, hey, it's Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that paper. Yeah, Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that paper. Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that paper. Yeah, Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that. How about you? I'm trying to fight this war, bro. Yeah, no, I won't lose. How about you? Stick to the script, yeah, bro. Yeah, just like the clip. The poor get poor every day. Now, homie, now I won't lose. Poverty of mindset and people, that's something I can't choose. It's Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that paper. Yeah, Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that paper. Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that paper. Yeah, Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm making that. How about you? I'm trying to fight this war, bro. Yeah, no, I won't lose. How about you? Stick to the script, yeah, bro. Yeah, just like the clip. The poor get poor every day. Now, homie, now I won't lose. Poverty of mindset and people, that's something I can't choose.
Yeah, family. Peace. Peace, family. Peace. Today, we are in a financial war without weapons. And I am bringing back the Wealth War Series 2 with my main man, Underdog Crypto. Hype, what do you say? Facts over hype, right? And Logos Alpha, our special guest. So we're gonna be talking about the wealth war today, family. All right. If you've seen part 1, make sure you go back and watch part 1 Wealth War Series. Today, let me show it on the screen. Let me remove this, and it is removed. All right, so it's a little lag, family. All right. So forgive us, we have a little.
Keep your volume up, it'd be great, brother.
Let me get the volume up. I'm gonna have to drop the mic.
I see that drop this mic. Crypto community and the Red Dad, Blue Dad community are.
I have to drop the mic, baby. What about you? Hear me now? Yeah, that's peace to the communities, man. We finna talk about it today. Here we go up here. All right, just had to get this out of the way. Let me drop this down. Y'all hear me okay now?
Come in loud and clear.
Perfect. All right, family. This is part 2.
You know we all about this wealth war. You got to make sure you got the right artillery to shoot.
Talk about the wealth war, a financial war without military weapons, right? So we're gonna hear it from him. Let brother Underdog Crypto introduce himself. I don't need to introduce himself. You already know how I look at Underdog Crypto. He is a black scientist, a Inspector Gadget who break the crypto information down to the white meat. See, my grandma used to eat the chicken bone, and when she eat the chicken bone, she used to eat the gristle. That's how deep she go to it, family. Po chicken, po crypto is the way this brother break it down. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that, Red Dad, Blue Dad. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Good to go. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you on your platform. It's always an honor to be here with the Red Dad, Blue Dad community, and always here to talk to you. To give you a little bit about myself, for those who don't know me, I'm Underdog Crypto. That's what I go by online. Now, what I do, I'm a digital forensic scientist. I'm also a cyber investigator, a fraud examiner, and I have a lot of skill sets in the technology field, and I use those skill sets to help me to investigate cryptocurrency projects in order to bring that research to you. And I'm here rocking with Red Dad, Blue Dad because I met Red Dad, Blue Dad because he was in this space giving the people the truth about cryptocurrency and this opportunity. And so that's who I am, and that's what I'm doing.
That's right, family. You heard it from it. If you didn't check out Underdog Unleashed last night, oh my goodness. So if you haven't checked out, make sure you Underdog. What is Underdog Unleashed, right? Am I saying that right?
It was Underdog Unleashed, yes.
Yes. This brother went into some stuff that I'm pretty sure you're gonna get that tonight and more, but it was something that I never even heard. He brought some more information that you guys definitely need to go back and watch. It's a must watch. If you're new to crypto, if you old to crypto, you must go back and watch that Underdog Unleashed. Now, we're going to go into some questions, right? So,
Right.
what do we have for Underdog Crypto? Would you agree that we are in a financial war, a financial war without military physical weapons? If so, would it be considered a World War III?
Well, I saw this question, and I thank you very much. And I know you have another guest there too, and I know be talking about them in a moment, so I won't be too long on this one. But are we in a financial war? Well, I think about what is the definition of war. A war is something that's a conflict. Is when two parties or more than two parties have a disagreement that cannot be resolved through diplomatic means. And if you think about that, we already know this to be true. We have a wealth gap that has been existent in the United States for a very long time, since its initial creation. We have poverty that's out of control. We have groups of people in society who are not given the same privileges as others. And then we got the status quo. We have a lot of things that are going on. So if there's a question, if there's a wealth war, of course there is. We can just look outside to see the differences in how people are living. And the gap between how we're living is very obvious. Now, the military weapons. Here's the thing about this question, and I appreciate you bringing it to me. Look, I used to think about wealth as a thing that only certain people can obtain. But what happens is there's no force that needs to be done like it used to be. It used to be so blatant. You couldn't have a certain job. They would prevent you from having certain jobs. Now it's like vapor. You can't quite capture it. You can't, it's there, it exists, but you can't quite put your finger on why that some individuals can obtain this wealth. It's a systemic. So absolutely, I believe there's a wealth war. And now, is it a World War III? I still think it's a continuation of the very first war. It has never been a difference. It's always been this continual war. There's just been the sleight of hand to make you feel that things are a little bit better, but they're not better. They're the same thing, just hidden a little bit better.
And I would like to say thank you for your service, first of all, because I don't know if anyone knows, for those who don't know, you are a serviceman, correct? So I would like to salute you and thank you for your service. If you want to tell us a little bit about that.
We won't go too much into it, but in my background, if you already know, I'm a United States Marine. I served when I was deployed as well, and in a capacity as a United States Marine, I did a contractor tour of duty, and after that, I left the United States Marine Corps and pursued other ventures.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your service again. So again, we are in a wealth war, family, and we got a commandant in here tonight to explain this in crypto, family. So I made sure I wanted to get some good questions to ask this man of this magnitude in this space that has assisted so many people. So I want to let's go into the crypto in this wealth war. So what crypto project made you pull the trigger on first, and why that crypto project?
So for me, the first crypto project that I looked at was Zilliqa, and that project I looked at first. I was looking at a content creator named CM Top Dog. Very, very great content creator. He did all things Zilliqa. What I liked about that project was he gave the utility. He was all about the research. He told why Zilliqa could be a good project, what you should look at, and that helped me to understand why I would want to be invested in something like Zilliqa. At the time in which I invested in that project, it was 0.5 of a cent, and I was able to watch that project go all the way up to 24 cents before I sold it.
Wow.
That's what I got. That's what I pulled trigger on.
All right, peace. The next question we have. This computer is lagging. I apologize, family. All right. We went to 16. Hold on, family. I guess my Wi-Fi is acting up. I apologize. We're on number 4. All right, here we go. What type of trader is Underdog Crypto in this wealth war?
So I'm a hybrid trader. I don't believe in just hodling. I don't believe in just day trading. I'm an opportunistic trader. Now, when I buy a cryptocurrency token, for me, I don't buy anything unless I'm going to hold it for 5 years. That is my mentality. In fact, we got Los Algos here. That's one of the people who told me about that particular strategy. So you'll hear from him later on today. But that's one of the strategies I do. I buy a token if I believe that in 5 years I'll be wealthier by holding that token. But during the course of the time in which I have that token, if I see an opportunity where I can make a significant amount of profit, I'm going to take my profits on that token. Now, I'm also willing to forego profits too, meaning that I've seen quite significant amount of profits go down because sometimes I don't want to get out of my position because I know sometimes it's hard to get back in. You don't know the ups and downs. So I will wait sometimes and watch my profits go all the way down, all the way back up, if I believe that the amount of tokens I have are so significant that it'll be harder for me to get back in at the same rate. So I'm a hybrid trader.
Wow, a hybrid trader. I think you created that word there, Underdog. Did you create?
I did create that. You didn't have to call me out like that.
Hey, man. I read all the books, man. Come on, man. I never heard hybrid trader. I don't think anybody has heard of hybrid trader either. So I appreciate you telling us about a hybrid trader. Maybe I may look at myself as a hybrid trader one day. Appreciate that, man. Can I have it?
Look, it's all yours, brother.
Right,
but I told you, I heard it from Los Algos first, so I gotta give him his credit.
Oh, you did hear it from Los Algos. You did. I can't wait till the family speak to this brother. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear from him. All right. So please name at least 3 Underdog long-term most promising projects. Please explain a little bit about each project.
Well, if you watch my channel, you know I don't have any favorites. So let me go ahead and start with that. I don't want this to be edited and someone says Underdog has a favorite. What I'm going to base my response on is based on what I believe the research has shown me. So the 3 long-term projects that I think that people should be aware of is one is Intimate, or AKA Porn Rocket. That's one of the ones I think everyone should be aware of. It's an adult industry token. It used to be only adult industry token, but now they're working on a safe for work aspect as well. The utility of that one is exactly what people want, but we're sometimes confused that we want it. What I mean by that is if you look at the current state, the current way that we have been conditioned, we have 0 problems with going on the open web and typing in www. And then add in any type of pornography site, and anyone can access it. Anybody can. And we don't see protests and we don't see people fighting it. Well, what they did to resolve that problem was, one, they created a means to put this content that should be adult content behind the closed door blockchain. That's number 1. Number 2, they created a KYC as a portion of that. It means not only do you have to be of 18 years of age, you got to validate your age. Number 3, what other places weren't doing, they made the content creators, that means the actresses and actors, get age verified before they can put their content on the application. And number 4, you're going to have to download the application yourself. So that's way more steps than our current thing that we have now, where anybody can have access to it. And they also have issues in the open web that with illegal adult content. So that is the one that I think people should be aware of. I like any type of utility that's going to resolve a problem, no matter what that problem is, and that token is resolving a problem. It also will help with censorship. So now that they have a split where they're going to be doing not safe for work and safe for work content, that means that individuals have an opportunity to talk about the things they want to talk about on this application without censorship. I lost my whole TikTok account after 6 weeks of simply typing not safe for work. I had thousands of people on that. And because I stated not safe for work, I was censored. Now, if you know anything about me, I don't go in derogatory stuff. I talk about research. But when research is no longer allowed to be placed on an open forum because people don't like the conversation, what happened to our constitutional rights, our First Amendment rights? If you don't start to fight for your rights, you lose them. So that's one reason that I support any type of technology that actually adheres to my ability to keep my rights that I fought for and that everybody else has as well. So that's the first token. The second token that I would consider a token that you should look at for long term is Safe Haven. Safe Haven is one of the least talked about tokens, but I don't understand why. Now, Safe Haven is a token that deals with inheritance. Now, that is only one of the 10 products that Safe Haven has to offer. But here's the thing about it, especially if you're coming from underserved communities like I have come from, we often don't have life insurance. We often don't have burial insurance. And guess what happens when we pass away? We're getting people together with catfish fries and we're trying to beg, borrow to get money up to bury our loved ones. And we don't have anything to pass on. However, the other people have the opportunity to be aware of this thing such as like life insurance, where people can have the ability to pass on generational wealth to their families. Now, it's one thing burying grandmama with $5,000 that you got from fish fries, and another thing is giving your family $150,000 that you got from life insurance. Wow. Well, this Safe Haven allows you to take your cryptocurrency and transfer it to your family and the people you love if something was to happen to you. And right now, ask yourself this one question. If you got hit by a bus right now, who knows your QR codes, has your biometrics, knows your passwords, knows how to get your two-step verification? You have just given away your assets to nobody. And so we either have to have the mentality that we just don't care, or we got to start doing better. So Safe Haven allows you to transfer your assets to other individuals who you designate. And it's a very great product, but they also have other things that I've never talked about before that I think are very helpful, such as raising funds. If you want to go into investments, a lot of different areas that you can go into. The third one I thought about because, I thought about long term, and it's kind of hard when you're thinking about the three things you should keep. So I gave you the first one, which I thought about what can give you the most amount of wealth over the longevity, long period of time. The second one is how you can take that wealth that you may gain and pass it on, generational wealth. So the third one is even harder to think about what's the one token. But if I was to break down a third token that I think that would be very, very useful for moving forward, I would happen to look at one that we often don't talk about that much. One of the ones that I was looking at is the token that's based off of transferring assets. We would call it the supply chain. Now, I don't want to say Tone is the only one that will be in that third position, but this is what I like about Tone. So Tone is one that is not really looked at highly because you can look at VET or VeChain. And with B chain, it has to do with how we transfer assets, how we transfer supply chains. Now, everything it has a supply chain. We right now in the United States and all over the world have supply chain shortages. We also have a problem that a lot of people don't think about is food fraud. And we have problems with things such as airlines crashing. This was one of the things that Tone resolved. If you look at the communities that we're in, here's a problem that I see and why I think Tone is a good one to resolve it. If you have grocery stores, there might be three types of grocery stores. A lot of people don't realize there's tiers in grocery stores. When you got your Harris Teeters, if that's in my area, or the high-end grocery stores, once they get to a certain level of expiration, they pass it on to the second tier stores. Once those they have a shorter time period for that food expires. Once that goes to a lesser time period, it goes to the third tier. Now, those third tiers are typically in the low income communities. Now, this is what a lot of people don't realize happens. The people in the low income communities don't have a lot of ability to go outside of that community. That's what's in their area, so they buy that food. So a lot of these stores will put fake labels onto the food and sell spoiled and expired food to underprivileged communities. Now, Tone can put a stop to that. People get sick, people die, people are now already having nutritional deficiencies, but that is a problem that no one's paying attention to. Now, they also took care of the with the airlines crashing. We have issues with airlines having parts. Remember a few years ago, the Ethiopian airline that crashed and killed hundreds of people. Boeing and a lot of them had to look at this problem, and the problem was little pieces that were placed into the airline that were outdated. Well, they also can track that, and they have a system. So I think that the supply chain is something that won't go away. No one's thinking about. The price of the token is about 3 to 4 cents. And if it does anything like VeChain, it went all the way up to 25 cents. Imagine having a second type of VeChain that you can get into for less than 25 cents, for less than $1, for 4 cents. In the next 10 years, that could be very, very profitable for you. So that's the three I would choose.
Family, you just heard it. You just heard the intimate token. You just heard safe haven, and you just heard Tone. Family, that is valuable information. I hope you got eyes to see, and I hope you got ears to listen. Let's go to the next one. So we just really heard him talk about the intimate token. So the next question intertwines with you talking about intimate token, which is, what is the latest update on not safe for work, aka P Rocket or Pawn Rocket? What is the latest updates, which is considered the intimate token? Is that correct?
Yes, they're one and the same. They're synonymous. And so the latest updates that they have. So right now we're on Red Dad Blue Dad's channel, folks. We're here with Los Algos. We're here with Red Dad Blue Dad, and so we're just gonna lay it to you straight. Now none of us work for this company, but I'm gonna tell you what is going on past the update, if that's okay with everybody else.
Well, I actually, because I'm heavily invested.
Well, I think all three of us are invested.
I put the kitchen sink, I put the living room. I put some stuff in there, man. I put some. I don't know, man. I went and put some old cars on it,
So let's talk about that real quick. So let me tell you behind the veil and also what are they doing. So in front of the veil, like Los Agos, he's a computer guy, so he'll understand this. You got the back end of the website, you got the front end of the website, you got networking, the things that people don't see, and you got the networking that people see. Now, on the front end, the front-facing aspect of the business, they are dealing with a few things. The first thing they're dealing with is that they don't have their application done past the beta. They have a working application. That's important. Now, why that's important, I'm going to use an example. We look at The Key, which I talked about in a previous video, and they've been talking about their application, but they have not shown any proof of an application that people can validate. They don't have anybody beta testing it, and it's everything behind the closed walls of China. So people are guessing and hoping. We don't want that hope. We want to know facts. So with Porn Rocket or Internet.io, they're associated with a website. I want to make sure people understand. We got the token is the utility and the website of use. The application is not safe for work. The website is where the content will go. The token is what you will utilize for commerce. We all tracking. So the website, that's where you're going to use where the content will reside. That is being tested on a beta application. They've taken in some testers. I'm on a list to test it myself, but I haven't had a chance to test it. And they're going to continue to get feedback. Now, their promotion that they're doing right now is trying to get people excited. What happens with a token such as that? You got an adult entry token and you're in crypto. That's like 2 red strikes against you because people want to see something. They want to see it now. So you got a lot of holders who are trying to push the company to release the application prematurely. And they were being nice at first. Now they're starting to push back and like, listen, folks, at the end of the day, this is our company, and we're not going to allow you to dictate how we release our application, because guess what happened? If we release a bad product, what's going to happen? People are going to go there once, see us in garbage if it's not done right, and they're not going to stay on board. We have to think about our bottom line. And at the end of the day, we'll take all the feedback from you as far as we can, but you don't own this company. And so I'm actually happy to see that, because people are thinking that they own the company. We own tokens. We don't own the company. This is not stock. These are tokens. So they are pushing back December timeframe, Christmas. That's their estimated time. It probably will be before that. But what they like to do strategy-wise is put a further off timeline so people get off their back. They just need to get through and do their work. They are doing that. The price of the token has been sitting at around the 1. If you got 7 zeros and a 1 for the last 6 weeks. It diminished when Bitcoin went down. It started today, since Bitcoin's going up, to have a little increase, but it's been stationary. What I think is going to be very impactful, though, and this is why I'm really looking forward to this one. What's going to happen is our communities have already gotten in their positions. And if you have not gotten your position, I don't know what to tell you at this point. I don't really know what to tell you. If you hadn't gotten your position, that is on you. What they're going to do is, when this releases, give it a few months for people to market, and that those marketing dollars, they got millions of marketing dollars from Alphabet. That's when their marketing dollars they got with, and they also have $30-something million from their 30 trillion tokens, I believe, for their marketing budget. So they got millions of dollars to market. They got the most PG name in the world, Internet.io. And now that token can be listed on other sites. They already got a top number 5 exchange they're about to release it on. So now, in the next few weeks, before December, it's going to be released on yet another exchange, giving yet more opportunities for the holders to go from 100,000 and up. This is before the app is even open. So if you look at the probability of this thing, if it's at 1 now with 7 zeros, we've watched it in 4 months do 2 10Xs. My friend here, he already knows what he knows. I told people make millions off that. I don't know why they don't listen. People made millions off of 10X. So here's the thing. If you can get in, and this is my opinion, we're not financial advisors, if you can get in this token while it's below 100,000 to 150,000, the closer to 100,000, then just sit tight and let the new token do its work for you. Just sit tight. Because if it doubles to 200,000 holders, like Shiba Inu, when I looked at it, it was 73,000 holders. Now it has 600,000 holders. Then you've already doubled your money. What's going to happen is these investors more than likely will jump in once it starts to go listing on these other larger exchanges, just like Shiba Inu. And then everything you bought at this dirt cheap price, if you drop 3 zeros, we won't be having conversations on Underdog Crypto or Red Dad, Blue Dad no more, because we're going to be vacationing somewhere, and y'all got to do your own advice. We didn't told you. If it drops 3 zeros and you holding 1 billion tokens, listen, I don't know. What do you want me to take? Like, if it drops 3 zeros and you holding 1 billion tokens, do I need to do the math? I'll do a video,
right,
but you're not
Captain.
going to like what you see.
All right, Captain.
That's what's going on with that project.
Oh my goodness. I hope you got eyes to see, and I hope you got ears to listen. You have no one have ever heard any bullish information on a token like that. It's very few people talking about the intimate token. I got one more question before I go into the next question, right? About the Porn Rocket question. So if you still can purchase Porn Rocket and it automatically is intimate token. Am I saying that right?
And I'm glad you said that. It's not complicated yet. We got to understand the bridge. So I like to break things down very simple, right? So what happens is they have technically created a bridge between 2 points, right? Intimate IO and Porn Rocket. They're one for one. They're one and the same. Now, I will tell you why they did that in just 1 second. But if you buy the Porn Rocket token, that means you're on the Binance chain. The new token is going to be on the Ethereum chain. Now, it doesn't matter which one you buy. There's some advantages and disadvantages, though, by being on the right platform and what you've already done. That's where it might get a little confusing. But for most of us who are buying for the first time, if you own the Binance chain, in my personal opinion, I got to give you, I'm not a financial advice. This is not financial advice. There's really no reason for you to move your token to buy the intimate token unless you can see that you can get more reflections on that other platform. And I have to talk about that. Or you see liquidity that is going to be higher than PancakeSwap. Right now, PancakeSwap has the most liquidity. So if you bought it on PancakeSwap and your tokens are sitting there and it continues to be the exchange that has the most liquidity, then you're going to get more reflections because a percentage of what you already own is what the reflections you would get. But if you find, let's say it went to, and it hasn't said this, so this is just me giving a scenario, it goes to KuCoin. And if KuCoin has a lot more liquidity and you happen to like that platform easier for trading, then you may say, you know what, I'm going to be on KuCoin because I know how to use it. It's easier for me to get in and out of my trades. It has a lot of liquidity and I want my money now. You might, another platform like, let's say it's Bitmart or LBank, they may have low liquidity. So those are more trading strategies. But if you don't want to do any of that thinking with it, buy it on whichever one that you're comfortable with. But I do want you to know this, because we're not here to shield or FUD. Bitmart does not give reflections. So I would consider that. But keep in mind, you're going to have to think about when you enter, because if you wait to go buy it when it goes to Intimate IO, you might be buying into a pump. The price may not be the same. So you're going to have to pick your poison. That's more of a personal choice. But long story short, you buy the Porn Rocket token. If Intimate takes off, you're set. You buy the Intimate token and Porn Rocket takes off, you're set. No matter which token goes up, you're set.
Family, Underdog is dropping some gems. If you believe Underdog is dropping some gems, y'all hit the 11111. Hit the 11111. So I got the next question, right? It's a bonus question. Okay. Now this question here came from the Wealth War Series 1, right? And this was one that you said you was gonna give your opinion on the next series. Let me just go with what I said first, right? Let me read the question. Okay. Now, from the first series, who are the leaders in this conflict and how can you tell? Now, I'm gonna go with, I mentioned Bill Gates.
right? I mentioned Bill Gates is one of the leaders of the pandemics, of the scandemics, of everything that goes on. Bill Gates have investment into Ripple. Bill Gates is a computer guy, right? You have Charles Schwab, the leader of the economical reform, that tells you that it's going to be a great reset, that we're going into the fourth industrial revolution, and we're going to be using autonomy, anonymity, self-driving cars, so on and so forth. That's how I can tell. So Underdog Crypto is going to give us his hearsay or his story on this. Let's go, Underdog.
Look, Red Dad, Blue Dad. I think you got to bring in Los Algos on this one, brother. And I need to follow after him.
Let's bring the brother in.
Good evening. Good evening.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Peace and blessings. Prosperity. I just want to say that, first of all, I want to say I'm honored, and humbled. Definitely we got much respect for my man Underdog Crypto, who brought me into this way back with Zilliqa. And I didn't even know what it was. I'm a barber. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an investor. I'm a hybrid investor. I'm all of these things. But at the end of the day, this wealth is what I'm after. So from wealth wars and leaders in conflicts, yeah, I would say the leader in conflict is always the seller, right? So in the war for wealth, you have only you that you have to really battle, right? So we can say, the Rothschilds, we can go back to the Persian Empire, we could go back to Kemet, we can go to Pharaoh, and we can say that these bloodlines and these people are the reason why we don't have access to wealth. And you would be 100% correct. But that would only be one side of the coin, right? So you have a heads, you have a tails, and then you have the whole coin. So that's a trinity. And then you have the point between which the head side becomes the tail side. And that's just an inference, an understanding. We talk about war, then we have to talk about information, because war is won with the proper information disseminated to the proper person at the proper time, right? And without information, you can't even wage war, not a proper war. So the lack of information causes you to war against yourself. But with the right information, you know exactly what target to hit, at exactly what time. And that's what the market is. And when we talk about crypto, we're talking about the market. We're talking about going from the POTS, plain old telephone system, to digital voice over IP. Now, when the internet came out and the .com came, everybody said, oh, it's just a fad. They said the same thing about the idiot bots that we call the TV now, right? The program with all the channels. So when we're really talking about this war on wealth in World War III, we're talking about now that we're out of the chains of bondage, we can get out of the mental box of bondage. So that's why I say the leader of conflict in this war is self. You got to get out of your own way, right? A lot of times we block our own blessings. But I say all of that to say that, this crypto to me represents an opportunity for me to do for my generations what others have done for their generations since the beginning of time. I just didn't know about it. And so again, we go back to information. And to wage war, you don't only collect information, right? Because disinformation can be a problem. You got too much information. You have to not only collect the information, you have to discern the wisdom from that information. And then you have to disseminate that information to the proper place at the proper time. And so to be able to have the blessing of knowing a brother like Underdog Crypto, who's introduced me to a brother like Red Dad, Blue Dad, and I'm just a simple layman, right? I'm a worker bee. I work every day. I get up 6, 7, 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to bed sometimes 6, 7, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, but I still see the same inefficiencies in the stability of the growth of my wealth. And I'm 43 now, right? So for 30 something years, I've been hustling and bustling. but I still haven't seen the same sustained growth in wealth. All I've ever seen is the difference in my pay and inflation. And the difference between my pay and inflation is what keeps me in poverty. So, you know, this dissemination of information, this discernment of the wisdom contained in the information, well, the only people who aren't benefiting from this discernment and this dissemination of information are the people who are in their own way. And that's the first step in winning the war on wealth. Like, get out of your way. Get out of your own way, right? So with that, again, I just want to say I appreciate you, Underdog. I appreciate you, Red Dad, Blue Dad, and I appreciate brothers for doing something positive for the community and showing that there's more ways to get wealth than selling your principles short, selling your community short so that you can gain wealth and say that it's all in the name of that wealth. Well, I gotta get it. You made a G today. Yeah, but you made it in a sleazy way. That's Tupac Shakur, you know, and those things still ring true today. And so I really appreciate y'all brothers, you know, for creating this content, man. I mean, salute. I mean, Underdog, man, you've given me gifts that keep on giving. They call those jewels. So I appreciate you. And you know, I pray for your success, man. I keep you in my prayers. And Red Dad, Blue Dad, you know, ditto on the strength of my man Underdog, you know, and on the strength of what I see you doing and hear you putting out. So thank y'all. But to answer the question in summary, you know, the leaders of the conflict itself, we are. All of us collectively are the leaders of this conflict. And until we can come together and actually forgive one another and go ahead and forget about all the things that we've done and continue to grow in this wealth, man. Hey, look, I love y'all with the love of the Lord, and I appreciate you.
Man, Los, that was amazing, man. That was. Let me go back to what Thero said here. This Thero HD, he's another heavy hitter in the crypto community that gives his energy and shows actions every single day that's in this space, man. So he say that's deep, and I agree with him 100%. You know what I'm saying? Underdog Crypto said Los is killing it. These are you brother. That's amazing how you drop that knowledge, man. I felt every single word of that. That I couldn't have said the words even better myself. I thought it was a mirror of me saying that, brother. That's how close it was to heart. So I appreciate that energy for letting the community hear those words. You know, I really appreciate that. So I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time that me and you do something together. And I look forward to it. And I hope you can agree to say the same thing.
Definitely, man, definitely. And I meant every word of it, and I appreciate y'all for the content and the platform.
Underdog, you want to speak on that?
How am I supposed to come behind Los after that? Come on now. I can't come behind that man after he didn't drop those jewels. I feel like I'm Vanilli of the Milli Vanilli crew right now. That's good to go.
Nah, man, you the sign.
Minimum was lip singing, man.
Blame it on the rain. I love it.
Underdog. Minimum was lip singing, brother.
No, you know, here's the thing about it. There is not one particular thing we can put our finger on that discusses who's the leaders. If you talk from what Los just said, there's a historical element to our predicament. And if we talk about that historical element is still active. I don't know why we think that everything's all fine and dandy and everybody's just doing the right thing. People are still misbehaving. We're still not getting where we're at. We're still suppressed in the type of knowledge which bring us the wealth that we have. It is both that knowledge, wealth, and the access. Who controls that knowledge? Come on now, that is the most relevant thing. Now, I would like to say, do me a favor for me, Red Dad, Blue Dad. You see that one book down there? I want you to hit that video that I have to share and play that, because that's going to be part of my thoughts. You see there?
Yes, I do.
There's a cost associated with success, and understanding it can help us pivot from surviving to thriving. This conversation is for those of us who were taught to pay bills, but were not taught to build wealth.
All right, and what that was Dr. Jenna Robinson, and what she said was there's a cost to success that brings us from surviving to thriving, and this particular aspect of knowledge, what Red Dad Blue Dad got, what she's trying to tell you is going to bring you from the thoughts that we had of just simply paying bills is being enough. And so when you say to me, who are the leaders? These are the leaders. We have different leaders. And it depends on whose team you're asking who are the leaders. You have the people, like Los said and Red Dad Blue Dad have told you, who are controlling the information in which you receive. Disinformation is something that people don't talk about, and that's one of my areas of expertise. Disinformation. I talk about it all the time. It's warfare. I have a book that I've talked about reading, and it talks about the war of disinformation. China uses it. Russia uses it. Or excuse me, this, it's not Russia anymore, right? And so these other countries use these tactics. And they also use it right here in the good old USA. Now, that is the leader. These are leaders, but you also have the on-the-ground leaders. I'm a military guy. You got your captains, you got your sergeants, you got your colonels, you got your generals. Red Dad, Blue Dad. I'm not just saying it when I say, Red Dad, Blue Dad is a sergeant, drill sergeant in this wealth war. No, he's in the field. Let me ask you a question about this. You asked who's the leaders. Well, if I am going to the places where you live, work, sleep, eat, to bring you information that you may not have received, to tell you about what is coming, how is that any different than the old thing we learned in school? The British are coming. The British are coming to prepare you for a battle. These are the people who are called what? The point men in a battle. We would go out into a formation called the wedge, one of the basic formations of a military alignment. And you would take people, and you got a point man, you got two sides. Now, why? The point man is the first one that's in the most trouble. People like Red Dad, Blue Dad, he's in trouble because he has to go into the midst of battle without knowing what's coming. He is the first indicator. And guess who the sniper is going to take out first? Him. Then people like me, I'm with Red Dad, Blue Dad. I might be on his flank. I'm giving the support. I give the knowledge, resources, and information. Then you got Los, who's another visual. He said that he connected with me, but he also takes the information and he passes on to his children. And so now we're a dangerous wedge. And if the objective of this war is to destroy you by keeping you from making to your objective, and that objective is financial wealth. We will not ever have equality until we have financial equality. And we'll never get there if there's forces that don't want you to make it there. So we're doing some underground guerrilla warfare. And that's why you saw on my channel recently, I was called the N-word. This is not the first time. The comments to me were, shut the F up, you N. If you keep your N mouth shut, then this token will take off. That's one of numerous comments I get like that. So it's not over with. They hate us because we are empowering people with the piece of information they deceive you with, and that is information itself. And so this war and leaders are these people, like you see here, Dr. Robinson's, Red Dad, Blue Dad, myself. We are leaders in this wealth war because what we're giving you is armor that can help you to get ready for the battle that you're already in. You just don't know that you're fighting it.
Like I say, the military uses certain words. Intelligence, information, get informed. Intelligence, put on your, bulletproof vest, man. And this is the wealth war is. It's all about having intelligence. It's all about having informations. But you think that they're gonna come with a physical gun? No, the physical guns are dead. They don't have to do it anymore. They can put stuff into the atmosphere. They can create pandemics, and you scared, and you willing to just be forced to do something because of your financial situations. Maybe some people feel like their financial situations, they need to work in order to, if they say you have to do something to work, you end up doing it because you feel like that's what you have to do to work. But when your financial situation is different, now you have a choice. And that's how I feel about that. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I appreciate Lego Logos Alpha for coming on, Logos Alpha, and I appreciate you for this question. Now we're gonna go to the next one. Let me remove this so I can see. All right, my computer's behind. Hopefully y'all can see it. Okay, here we go. All right. How do you build business credit in the cryptocurrency space?
I read that, Blue Dad. I saw that question, and I don't know if I can answer that question because it is on the financial aspect. I'm leery of answering it because if I say business credit, even if I give you my opinion, it can be construed as advice. So I'm going to have to defer from answering that particular question.
All right, I appreciate that. That was a question that was wanted to be asked from the community. I appreciate that. I just want to show the community that I was willing to post that question to ask, and they heard it from you yourself. And that's much respect to that. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. It's a little smaller. All right, now, so number 9. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So that one, do you think it's wise to obtain a crypto asset trading license to move freely in the crypto space? The thing that I just said, that goes right into that. Every content creator you hear is going to say, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I actually looked into it. There's FINRA certified, and there's also financial planner certification. In the United States, at the very minimum, you need to do so many hours, and it's about 3 years of time. And at that point, the lowest level that you can get into is a financial planner, and that takes 3 years of time. Now, I'm a little different. We all have areas of expertise. Do I think you need it from the standpoint as a trader? No. Do I think we need it from the standpoint of gaining wealth? Absolutely. That's like saying, do we need attorneys? We need attorneys. We need financial advisors, planners. We need to have every single infrastructure in place, because if we don't know how to obtain leverage and utilize and to get access to these markets on that level, then it's a big deficiency for us. So yes, I think honestly, if somebody said to themselves, you know what, I want to get out of my job in the next 3 years because I believe that crypto is going to, in the next 5 years, it's going to be booming, and I would love to get paid like a stockbroker and be a crypto broker. Well, I'm pretty sure that crypto is going to be around 5 years from now. And if they have the willingness to go through the scrutinies and the testing to become a financial planner, to obtain that FINRA certification so that they can actually offer this and get percentages and help people to make financial plans and portfolios, and then also offer that to the underserved communities. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not for me, but I think for someone else, I think that was be a great idea. But I don't think it's necessary for us to learn what we're learning. We're all making money in this market, and we're also all losing money in this market. And we also need to learn how to trade better. So there's a lot of different things that are needed. I do think that's important, though.
I'm gonna piggyback off that just a little bit. Anytime you have a license, the only reason you need a license is for them to sue. So, I mean, your chances you want to be free from license. So that's just for them to sue you. I mean, anytime you own a license and you provide someone a business, I'm assuming I'm saying this right, and you provide a service for someone, that's just like being a lawyer or being a doctor or being anything dealing with license or or some type of contract. So that's just pretty much you want to become a financial advisor, and that's just give them every right to sue you underneath those licenses. So there's ways, I guess, little small loopholes of teaching finances without being a financial advisor. Why have a license if you can't? It's like being a real estate agent. You can sell real estate without having a real estate. So I just want to piggyback off that a little bit. Can you agree to that, Underdog?
Well, I don't see it the same way as you do. My perspective with licenses are that licenses currently are definitely monetized, and they do establish controls, and those safeguards are actually can be very useful because you can have people who out licenses practicing medicine that can kill you easier. And I don't want someone to cut into my loved one, they don't have a medical license. And you have people who can fraud you if they don't have the or don't know how to trade your money correctly in the stock market without a license. And that access to assets by having a license, although I can see at times where that can be actually taken advantage. Not everyone who has a license is good or is qualified. However, there's more pros I can find than cons. Like, for example, I would never want to put myself in a situation to tell people how to trade because, one, that's a lot of responsibility, right? And the risk that I'm willing to take on my own may not be the same risk that you are willing to take. So I think someone having a license does help them in that circumstance. But you're also talking to someone who has 14 certifications, so I'm a part of that system. So
I didn't mute your mic. Did it, Underdog? Oh, you muted your own mic, Underdog?
yes, I was finished speaking.
Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate you for answering that question. Again, that was a question that was wanted to be asked by the community. So thank you for answering that question, Underdog. All right. So the next one we have, where do you see the crypto market in 3 years?
I see plenty of millionaires in 3 years. I don't believe in the bull market run and the stuff. I believe that this person said this once online. I can't remember who he was, or I would quote him. He said that there is no such thing as bull runs and no such thing as bear runs. It's people who are conditioned. This was to me to be found to be true, and here's why. There's a study that was shown that a teacher went to school. This was back in the 60s. And the study was a controlled study. Everyone was in it, in on it, but this teacher. And what the therapist did was they had the students, the principals, and the teachers. Everyone who passed by her that day said, "You don't look well. You look sick. You don't look well. You look sick." Before 12 o'clock noon, she called out sick. She got sick and went home. The power of mental manipulation. If all I've heard since January is that in September, October, there's going to be a bear run. So that is the narrative. Interestingly, historical ups and downs does not dictate a market. Those are indicators. We're making them as fact. So because everyone says, I'm going to pull my money out before the bear run starts, we therefore create the bear run. Look at this like this. In the next 3 years, this crypto, remember, crypto is not just Bitcoin anymore. Crypto, there are going to be plenty of millionaires for people who get into the right tokens at the right time who stay and are focused, they're going to be millionaires. And there's going to be some people who lose everything. So I see that the crypto market itself is going to continue to evolve, and there's going to be projects that stand out more than other projects. And I think that's just the way innovation works. That's my thoughts for crypto in 3 years.
I appreciate that, Underdog. I really do. Really do. We got to move along these questions. You already at 1 hour, man. We know some people got ADD, ABC. They might want to not sit still and get these gems of information, man. You don't find nothing like this on your everyday television. This is good stuff, man. I'm gonna watch this about 5, 6, 7 times. I got it, Underdog. So what are Underdog plans in a decentralized part of crypto space?
When I first started the channel, we tried to get into Silo, and Silo was a decentralized messenger app. Now, the thing about it is, just like if I was to go back to 1998 and Windows XP or Windows 97, 95, technology changes, and that technology right now for blockchain is at its infancy stage. My plans is for everyone who is watching the content that I provide to no longer be simply holders of a token. I want people to utilize the technology. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, there's a Jupiter app. So we got Telegram, there's a Jupiter application. It's military grade encryption. It can be on your computers and laptops. How does it work? Well, you can buy the Jupiter token all day long, but I want to see my platform placed on that so we can message each other with this new encrypted. There's another one called Senso that Black Roo told me about. We're going to be talking about that one soon. That's virtual reality concerts and also augmented reality. So I want to start doing my cryptocurrency wealth learning and knowledge in your living room. We got the technology. Why not? You can watch me or the other CIC, and you can have us like a hologram in your living room right now with VR headsets for less than $100. And even the professor talked about a website where you can do it for free. Why not? There's a BAT token, basic attention token. You can get paid for your viewership. Why are we allowing our data to be utilized by everyone else and we don't get monetized? No, I need to tell every single person that your data is your data and you should get compensated for every commercial that goes across your screen. But you didn't know that you get compensated. So you didn't set up your computer to get compensated. So I want to start doing that. So my idea, plans for decentralization is to monetize every aspect of the basic way in which we live through decentralization, and to inform the followers of the channel how to be better investors, because these individuals who do this will gain money for doing their regular duties every day, thereby giving them access to wealth, thereby being upfront to helping to break this wealth gap that we have.
Just beautiful, just beautiful. Moving along. All right. Number 12. Okay. I don't know what happened to number 12. Oh, here it is. It jumped. All right. What is the adequate amount of wealth to gain in this cryptocurrency, Underdog?
No, adequate amount of wealth is going to be subjective on a person. Now, if you're asking me or asking for others, I think, in my opinion, that your adequate amount of wealth should be enough wealth to employ 20 other people. Ooh. Until we own something, we don't own anything. Until you can hire someone and help them, until you can give them skill sets, create technical schools, vocational schools, until we can actually own something, you own nothing. As long as someone else that you clock into and you have to say good morning to, yes, sir, no, ma'am to, and you're not the boss, then you own nothing. So my adequate amount of wealth is to be able to employ 100 people myself. Once I can employ 100 people, I want to build those people to own, to not own, excuse me, to help to own property and assets so they can own their own assets and they can employ 100 more people. And that's the type of wealth building we should do.
You heard it. You heard it from Underdog Crypto. All right, so that we got. So since you have been in this space, what is your most positive experience and what is your most negative experience?
My most positive experience since I've been in the cryptocurrency space is the community of people. That is to see someone take something that they didn't realize they had, pennies on the dollars, and to turn those pennies into a small fortune, and in some to turn those pennies into millions. That brings me much joy in my life. That has been very impactful. I could have kept this information to myself. So could you, Red Dad, Blue Dad. That's the thing people don't understand. No one made you turn on the camera. No one's making me. I mean, I'm doing fine all by myself. I'm doing fine. But to see people make life changes and being instrumental in helping them to reach those goals from across the world and in every climate, it's been very impactful. So the information I've received from people, the direct messages, that's been my most happiest piece. The most disappointing piece is not the most surprising, is the overabundance of inequality and unfairness that people are either conditioned to have or they automatically do because they just don't like it. And that is the inherent negativity. I have people who subscribe to the channel just to put negative stuff. I want you to hear what I'm saying. They literally subscribe to say negative things. And when they say these negative things to me, it doesn't affect me. But what it does is it could affect someone else's ability to get the information because they're going to listen to negativity before they listen to positivity. It doesn't hurt my bottom line. It doesn't hurt me at all. The damage it does to others by people not willing to hear quality information and only go with cursory ignorance that others can provide by giving them false information, it hurts them. So I've seen exodus of almost 1,600 subscribers throughout from February to now from different things that people have said. And some of the things they say are just inherently not true. Just recently, someone said on all the Telegram channels I was on that Underdog Crypto promoted 8-hour token, and that token crashed. And I'm sitting here looking at Red Dad Blue Dad, knowing that he got into Vim World, which I had told him that 8-hour token was going to crash, and that Vim World would come, and there would be 10x, and that token 10x'd. When that came out, they said VimWorld was a fake token. They said VimWorld would never work. They said, why is it going down at 0.00350? It went to the 1 cent mark. I got a lot of people in my community. That means no matter what they traded, if they put $100 in, they had 1,000. They put $1,000 in, they had 10 grand. And if they had foresight to put 100,000 in, they made some good money. And so those people received the money that they received. And I just think about the people who listened to that, didn't take that opportunity because they listened to a comment and they lost opportunities. So that's been the most negative piece. But I never came here for them though, Red Dad, Blue Dad. I told people from the get-go, I am not here for everyone. And I am not here for subscribers. I'm here for the people I'm called to serve. And you will know if you're the one person I'm called to serve because you'll have, as you say, ears to hear and eyes to see. And so that's been my most negative piece and my most positive piece.
Appreciate that, Underdog. I appreciate that. And I want to show this comment here. Shout out to I'm sorry, my computer is lagging, so hopefully it comes up in time. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says Red Dad Blue Dad is the black dot on a white sheet of paper. I want to shout this brother out too. He's a military guy too. So thank you for your service. He's a little older, but he came into the community bullish. And I can't wait to get him on. You know who this is too, Underdog. I can't wait to get him on the platform because he has a different mentality that can assist people that around in his age group and give the young generation Z something to think about. So he mentioned this to me when I was in the car, and he said this actually touched him, and it kind of motivated him to not want to be behind the scenes anymore, but willing to make the chance to at least put his word out so others can hear it, whether they hear it or not, or whether they see it or not. So I want to give him a big shout out. So peace and love to you, brother. I can't wait to get you on soon. We're gonna make it happen.
And I see that Dr. Robinson has joined in and showed out on your chat. So I got to give a shout out to Dr. Robinson. Thank you.
Hold on, man. Wait. Let's press pause on this real quick. Let's just show some love to Dr. Robinson. Let me find it down. Okay. Family, my books came today. Thank you so much. And I'm going to be doing a book giveaway. I'm not sure how I'm going to do a book giveaway. Your Queen Empowerment is going to be doing a book giveaway. So much love to you, Dr. Robinson. It just came in today, and we are going to be doing reading it as a group, right? So we can't wait to dive deep. It just came in today. So peace and love to you, and we look forward to the read. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming to my channel and showing love. I appreciate that so much. So subscribers, you see your leaders in your communities is someone that you can pick the phone up to talk, or you can even comment. How many of your favorite celebrities have came on to your channel or and talk to you or show love? You know, so that's much love, family. Your heroes and your sheroes start right in your community, family. So support your heroes and your sheroes, family. Peace and love to you. You got anything to say, Underdog, before we go to the next question?
No, I do want to say though, it's very impactful to see this happening. I'm happy to be here. I do want to say, we do have our heroes that come into our lives in different forms, and we have to recognize that Red Dad, Blue Dad is one of those individuals that he's going to give it to you straight, no chasers, and like it or don't like it, what he does is give it to you the best way, straight, so that you can get the truth. And that's one of the things I respected about him from the time I first met Red Dad, Blue Dad. Dr. Robinson, I got to always shout her out on the reason being because this is, if you, she would tell you, Google her. Google her. She has impacted so many people. And she doesn't only help individuals. And I say individuals, I'm talking about people like you, people like me.
Yeah.
Reach 6 to 7 figure incomes. You know what 7 zeros is? When you say 7 figure incomes, we're talking about millionaire statuses, folks. Millionaires. She's been working for herself, and she empowers other people. And she does that by giving them the truth. And her story is phenomenal. So if you haven't read that book, I have read that book. I also focus on that chapter about the cost of making it a success. I know if Red Dad, Blue Dad wants to play that video one more time, what she said, this is what she said. It's very important that we take that moment and pay attention.
There's a cost associated with success, and understanding it can help us pivot from surviving to thriving.
So there's a cost for success, and understanding it can make us go from surviving to thriving. And a lot of people don't know my story. I haven't even released my story to the world. I will one day, but her story is phenomenal. So I'm saying this to say, if you haven't looked at this book, as Red Dad, Blue Dad has talked about a giveaway, I'm also going to be working with Dr. Robinson here in the future about something as well. You got to pay attention. I know it says gift of grief, and that might confuse people because we're talking about crypto, but the psychological aspects is very important. It's the number one thing you have to worry about. And that success means that you have to be healthy here too. And they talk about those costs. Everybody wants to be rich. Are you really ready for what happens when you start to push toward that wealth? It's not always pretty, folks, and you have to deal with those things. So I want to give that shout out. And next question, brother.
All right, let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Thank you again. Appreciate the love. All right, let's go. Let's go, man. Who enjoying this bullish broadcast tonight, baby? Where can you find this at? You can't find this nowhere. All right. So the next question is, please explain the CIC, the Crypto Intelligence Community. What is your vision for the CIC, Underdog?
Well, if you don't, the crypto intelligence community, you know, we got Red Dad, Blue Dad, Crypto Pro, we got Black Root, and the Professor Impon Akpon. And the reason for that starting was because I understood that most times when people log on and they see a content creator, you're going to follow that particular content creator. Now, what I wanted to do was disrupt the status quo. How many content creators tell you to watch someone else? You can tell something about a person, about how they move. Not only was I interested in you watching other people, I want you to watch the people that I listen to and that give you different perspectives. So I went to them individually. I had to beg, borrow, and steal to get Red Dad, Blue Dad. Dude, he's like, no, Underdog, how dare you? No, I'm just joking. Red Dad, Blue Dad said he was one of the first people I came to and asked if he would be willing to be a part of this group. I went out and I sought out Crypto Pro, Black Root, Impom Akpan. Some of their viewers hadn't even looked at some of these videos, which were just magnificent, but people weren't paying attention to them. So I thought to myself, you know what? This is the oldest problem in the book. Unless you're someone who has 1 million followers, people devalue your information until you're on. And once you're on, then everybody wants to say they've been supporting you. No, folks, you need to look at the places that is not commonly traveled. And so I looked and I found these individuals. And what we're going to do and why I brought it together is bringing you various perspectives. Like the president of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, has a chief of staff. It has the main people around to make decisions. You get a round table of experts to give you knowledge, wisdom, to help you to make your decisions by adding it to your own research. And it didn't cost you a dime. It cost you pressing the like button. It cost you sharing. But I'm going to say this, just like everything else, you won't always be able to access these gentlemen the way you're accessing them now. So take advantage of it, but your support starts now. So as you go to these chats, if you receive this information and you're growing in your wealth and knowledge, make sure you're either sharing, liking, or compensating these individuals for providing their time. They don't have to do this. They could just lie to you and just tell you everything's going to pump, but they tell you the truth. So that's why I want to create it. I gave you an opportunity to have your own chiefs of staffs ready to give you cryptocurrency knowledge.
All right. We get down to the last couple of questions, brother. So what is Underdog Crypto closing thoughts for new traders and closing thoughts for the experienced traders?
This is an easy one. The exact same thought. There is for the new traders and the more experienced traders, the first thing I want you to know is there's narratives that you have to unlearn. Forget everything you know. Forget what you think you know. Before you receive this content, you might have done research by just simply going to CoinMarketCap and Googling the token and seeing how high it went up. And that was the extent of your research. You've now learned and grew, and now you understand you was trading the blind, weren't you? You was trading based on what people said, their thoughts, their opinions, their feelings about the price action. And look what happened. Look what happened with that. We can't trade that way. We have to grow in our knowledge. So one of the things I want both new, old, experienced, and non-experienced people to do is to come with an empty slate, clean slate. Come with an unfilled cup. Don't give into narratives. If you say Bitcoin is going to crash on December, have some factual information to support your claims. Do not continue to perpetuate that, because what you do is cause these crashes to occur. If you think a token is good based on the fact that a celebrity says it, break that mentality. Taking into account that a celebrity can influence a token, but never trade based on someone's popularity and how many views they have, because that will get you wrecked. And find a community of all the content creators that you see with the CIC. One of the things is Red Dad Blue Dad is one of the most community-oriented content creators you will find online. He needs to be at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 subscribers. He should have more subscribers. How can you change this for both new subscribers and old subscribers? Is if you really support the information you have, then the one thing we're not doing is supporting our content creators and their time by sharing it on your individual social media channels. If it's good enough for you to trade with and listen to, and it was good enough for them to make it, every social media channel that you have, you should be giving this information out, because you have learned that you can help others. Red Dad Blue Dad says, each one teach one. Community. And look at his community. They always show up for him, but you are a part of that community. And that is the one of the things I want new traders, old traders do, is we need to support differently. We need to listen differently. We need to see differently, and we need to act differently. And if we got 200 people who view this particular program, I want you to ask yourself each time before you leave, why are there 200 likes? Did I share it 200 times? And if you did all that, that is the best lesson I can teach you, because that is the lesson we're trying to teach you. Community, and there's power. We have an opportunity here with this token that we've talked about. If there's 26,000 people in their Telegram, and we know what token I'm referring to. Now, imagine if those 26,000 people shared these videos, your token that you're invested in, on every social media. It's called 7 degrees of separation. You can multiply it exponentially. Just like a virus spreads by contact, your contact is the most important asset you have. So contribute to these communities and your knowledge by showing your support and their knowledge you receive. And that is the best advice I can give anybody who's in crypto.
I got to grab the mic with 2 hands. Family, if you can find any better information tonight or in the lifetime of crypto and what this brother is giving us or what we're talking about, please bring it forth, family. I give you everything I own. You can find something better than what he's talking about today, family. I give you the shit off my back, man. I just take my clothes. If you find something better and something more real than what he's giving us and what we're speaking on today, then tell me something, family. Please tell me what's better than this. You can't find nothing more genuine, nothing more honest, okay, than this information that has been given tonight, family. You know when somebody's giving you something from their heart. Underdog, I honestly appreciate this. This is something that if you got eyes to see and ears to listen, not only will it change your life, it can change your children's life, your family life, everybody around you life. If you just get this information out just a little bit, family, if you just share it just a little bit. This man is pretty much a genius up here sharing his love, his light on his inside, because I speak to Underdog enough to know that he don't have to do this. He really don't. Trust me, he really don't. I want to give my appreciation for those who may not appreciate. I want to give my appreciation for those two that say, I honestly appreciate you, brother. Because this podcast here, Wealth War 2, Wealth War 1, will go down in history in her story, whether we are not around or not. People may not realize what you dropped tonight until later on, until 5 years later, Just like they won't realize the crypto that they should have invested to at 10 cents is now trading at $100, $200, $300. It's gonna be the same way. Man, I should have listened to them when they on October the 20th when they was talking about all this stuff, mindset, and they had special appearances, special guests come in. We had Dr. Robinson come show love. They're not gonna understand this until years down the road, family. And we already gone living, have pretty much our own island, our own community, family. So you have to share this information out. I know for a fact the information that was given tonight was golden, and you can't find it nowhere else. You cannot find it. This type of information, answering these type of questions, you can't find it nowhere else in this crypto space. Probably nowhere on the internet. So I appreciate you, Underdog, for shedding your light and giving your energy.
I appreciate that, Red Dad, Blue Dad. Appreciate it. And much love and respect to your community and everybody who does show up, show out, and does show support. We're always going to focus on the ones who are active and doing and give very little light to the ones who don't. And I appreciate your community. They have been very impactful, and the collaboration between you has been just wonderful, and you have helped me to grow. And so I really appreciate having people that I can talk to as well. It's a lonely thing to be in this space, folks. It's lonely because you have to think outside the box, and you have to be willing to listen. And it's one of the hardest things that you'll find is like right now when crypto is up to 67,000 and you see your projects that we talked about months ago popping off here and there, and maybe your project isn't doing as well as you want it to be doing. Maybe it's in a low state. Just please remember what I told you. When I lost a income that went from 16,000 to 2,400, when I was a day before trading and selling the other 70 million tokens, and I had sold 30 million. I want you to imagine how you would feel if you listen to people's opinion and you let them juke you out of your wealth. That was millions of dollars, and that could be yours. With the token that we've talked about recently, I'm going to say it again. No, look at all my videos. I continue to say this one thing like a repetitive person. You know me. You know Red Dad, Blue Dad. I love no crypto token, and I still continue to tell you the same thing. Listen to my words. You will play. He said in history, 3 years from now, I want you to come back to this video, the Wealth War 3, and I want you to listen to this. We're going to time code this video, and I want you to see if in 3 years from now, this token has went up to 30, 40,000%. Just like Tailcoin, just like UVX, just like the other ones that this continues to happen over and over again. Somebody who's watching this is a millionaire in the future, and they just don't know it. And that could be you. That could be you. But you have to have patience for it. That's all I got for you, folks.
Got to have eyes. You got to have ears. Family, this is what we're going to do right here. We're going to ask Underdog Crypto. For those who don't know, some people might be in here that don't know, but I know it's all family in the building, baby. I know it's all eyes in the building. It's all ears. People who have eyes to see and ears to listen is in the building. But just in case for future listeners, 3 years ago, 3 years in the future, I don't know, as of now, today, how can we find Underdog Crypto and what else to look forward to from Underdog Crypto?
Thank you, Red Dad, Blue Dad. If you're trying to find me, it's easy. You go to Google and press hashtag Underdog Crypto, and you will find a video. You'll find a beard on almost every platform. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Telegram. I even have these other platforms that I didn't even know I created that out there for me, folks. So those are my primary ways you can find me. Also, if you're looking for your boy Underdog Crypto, feel free to leave a comment. We have a community on Telegram. I don't advertise it as much anymore, as we are making sure that the people who are on the boat, on top of the boat, first of all, and not below it. And secondly, not everyone has a ticket. So I only want to bring people on this boat who are ready to listen to the drill instructors that we have in place. You got the red dad, blue dad on that ship. We got other people who are in the community that you don't even see behind the scenes. So you can find me there. And that's all I got for you, folks. That's all I have. And don't forget, if you try to find the gift of grief, go to JettaRobinson.com. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm promoting
Conversation is for those of us who were taught to pay bills, but were not taught to build wealth.
And you can find this book, chapter 10, the cost of making it, the cost of success. That's one of the things we'll be reading, and I'll be bringing out something new. Red Dad, Blue Dad got his 5 copies, and he got copies for his community. That is the type of things that we're doing here. I support him, and don't forget, we're in this together, folks.
Yes, sir. Hey, Underdog Crypto. Man, we have went over an hour and 30 minutes. So I understand. If you want to call it quits, it's up to you. But I think everybody should give it up for Underdog Crypto and smash the 777 button.
That's the heaven number, 777. I know what that number means.
it's in your head. Heaven is a state of consciousness in your mind, baby. So you living there, Underdog, and I appreciate the energy that you're giving. Again, we over an hour and 31 minutes. I did have questions and answers for the community. But it's up to you. If you feel like hanging out, then maybe we can show the community a little love and answer some questions. That's up to you. I understand. We said an hour. We had an hour and 30 minutes. It's like when you in the zone, man, time don't exist, man. When you serve, and time just don't exist. So I'm
happy to stay here for a little longer to answer some questions for just so you can have a good time stop for the video at 1 hour and 32 minutes. This is the question answer sessions for those who are time coding it, so that way you can look at that.
Okay. All right. So here it is, here, family. You got some 777s, brother. You got some 777s. You got some 777s, Underdog. Look at that. You got some 777s. 777. 777. Somebody hit it too many times. Somebody say 77777. All right, so let's see what we got here, man. The family been going crazy, Underdog, and I don't know how we're gonna find what's in here. We got more 77s coming up. My computer is a little behind. It's a little lagging. So they say thank you, brothers, for being your brothers and your sisters keeper. The men of you read that, Blue, that butcher words, man, but that's a positive word. I know it is. Came with the blessings in the heart and the hands of who will listen. These are they. You see that, Underdog? You got more 777s.
Look like there's a question from D-Mood. I can answer that question.
Okay. All right.
So D-Mood, just so we're clear, hey folks, this is After Hours, which Red Dad, Blue Dad, Underdog Crypto. I'm answering some questions that his community is asking about projects. D-Mood has put a question up here. It says, please explain what reflections mean for the family. So we're on the same page. We're talking about a token called Intimate IO, aka Porn Rocket. They're one and the same, 2 names, 1 token. And also what reflections are is a tax that the token has. Now, tokens have a thing called tokenomics. So if you look it up, It's not a real word. Someone made that as a word, but basically it means the financial structure that you can expect from that token. Kind of like if you go to a bank and they tell you how much APR you're going to get. Tokenomics are basically the obligations the token is saying that you will get, the benefits. So with Reflections, this particular token, Porn Rocket, aka Intimate IO, and I'm gonna start saying Intimate IO because I want to start transitioning y'all to start saying the new name of the token. With Intimate IO, what happens is every time you buy the token on any exchange, every time you sell the token, every time you trade the token, transfer the token, a 10% tax is applied to your buy, sell, trade, or transfer. Now, what happens is 5% of that 10% tax is pulled off of the total amount of tokens, of all the tokens there, sent to a empty address, which is called a burn wallet, and I'll explain that in a second. 5% of it is redistributed to the token holders, and those 5% they call reflections. That is a terminology that means that you receive more of that token. And that 5% is distributed to every person, and you receive these reflections. Now, that's what those reflections mean. Those reflections is like saying free money. Imagine going to the bank, and every time you swiped your debit card to buy something, every time you sold something, every time you transfer your money from one bank account to another bank account, imagine the bank gave you 5% extra on every transaction. We're used to seeing that when it comes to credit cards because they might say you have cash back 3%, 1%. They might say if you use it on gas, you get 3%. For dining, you get 2%. Reflections is just a cryptocurrency terminology that says you get a benefit from that token, from the utilization of it. So that's what Reflections is. Now, the burn is scarcity. So this goes into economics. The thought process behind it is basic economics is that if you take supply and demand, that is what causes a market. If you take supply and you reduce it, economics has taught us in science that when you reduce the amount, it becomes scarce. Therefore, the value should rise. That's the whole aspect of crypto. Scarcity, diminished value, price rises. In order to create this generic scarcity and this commerce of buying and selling, they take a wallet that no one has access to. It's a dead wallet. And they send that wallet these 5% tokens. These tokens go to this wallet, and that burns and reduces the amount of overall tokens. Everybody. So imagine everybody holds it, 100,000 people right now. Every time they do any transactions, it gets burn. Therefore, reducing the overall amount of the token, therefore increasing your overall token amount by getting 5%, yet reducing the overall amount. That's the whole tokenomics, the structure of Reflections.
Nice. I got another question here. I want to answer this question for Christopher Bobby. He say, I'm new to this. Where do I start? That's that question there. You got to tell yourself, what are you saying you new to? Right? Are you new to just new to being to a whole bunch of people talking about something that can make you wealthy? What are you new to? It's so that question is so broad, and we can't really. I know I can't really say what are you saying you new to and where to start, because I would tell you, me personally, I would give you a psychological evaluation. I will ask you, what are the things you know in life? Do you know that Blockbuster went out of business? Because things are going digital. Like, I will ask you a lot of questions and just pick your brain and ask you, what are you new to? So that question can it's hard to answer that. I don't know where to start with that. Can you answer that, Underdog?
I would say I'm just going to give a general assumption that when you say you're new to this, where do I start? It means you're new to crypto, and I think the first thing that I would do, you've already done. You found Red Dad Blue Dad community. You found a community of people who are willing to show you through their own actions what they're doing. And I would, if I was you being new, is observe. Don't do anything yet. Just sit back, watch the content, go back and watch the videos, get into the community, just sit back in the cut and then listen to what people are corresponding about. Then I would take a small bit of money, my opinion, this is not a financial advice, and I would consider if I want to dibble dabble with this particular market. It's a fluctuating market and it's not for everybody. And if you find one, I would go and I would look at Red Dad Blue Dad's content or the community and find out, hey, ask questions. What projects are y'all looking at right now that you actually are invested in? That, and take 5 of them. And then I would take $20 and spread it across 5 projects and just sit back and see how those do. The next step after that is the learning process. You don't want to be too shy to put your foot in. You want to take actions. You want to have something tangible that you have at stake. And money is the thing of commerce. So you have something you're risking. And if you lose it, you should be willing to lose that investment. If you win, you should be happy about that win. But the next step is, okay, I got that part. How do I start doing research? And then you're still in the communities and you'll start looking at the basic research. When we release these videos, what are the things that we talk about? If you look long enough, you'll see there's standard things that are said in each and every video. The coin cost isn't that's most important, but we discuss it. The utility, the surtext, we go through certain steps each time. And that is the steps that I would learn. And I would stay there for the next year until you're ready to grow to the point where you're doing technical analysis. And that's the entries and exits. Until then, if you see a profit and you can make a profit, then take your profits. That if you see a loss, don't get out immediately unless you are wanting to on your own, because that is a mistake that a lot of people make. Buy the token for 5 years. So that $20, $100, buy for 5 years, watch, learn, and that will help you with that.
Brother, you got an answer from a drill sergeant here in this wealth war, and you got an answer from a person who breaks it down, brother. Where you gonna get this type of information from like this? So, brother Christopher, man, I hope that assists you in your financial journey. This next question here, it's kind of lagging. I don't know if it's showing on my screen yet. It's lagging bad on my end.
It shows here. I can read it for you, Red Dad, Blue Dad.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. It's lags on my end.
Okay, so Red Dad, Blue Dad, you got Shook Focus Digital Basics, who says to you, Red Dad, Blue Dad, how do you stay even kill after connecting the real world X crypto dots that you do?
Man, that's I have to stare at that question so I understand what it means. So basically, I'm assuming he's saying, how do I connect the streets to the crypto? That's what I'm assuming. And brother, forgive me if I'm not answering your question right. Because I don't forget where I come from. And me, I'm the type of person, I'm a giving person, I'm a caring person. And if I catch fish, I don't mind sharing the fish out. So with this information, with the crypto space, and I go back to the streets, I just if they got eyes to see and ears to listen, I don't mind taking it back, because I know where they're coming from, because that's where I'm coming from. So that's how I kind of connect the world and the crypto X dot, is by never forgetting where I'm coming from. And at least when I'm gone, because I'm just passing through, I know I am at this point in my life, I left a footprint, a carbon footprint, that I was there and making sure that I insured promise on what I know. That's all I can do is give what I know. It is a half truth, and it's up for them to decide what's true to them. And that's how I connect the dots, the crypto X dot. And I hope I answer your question right. The brother has another question for you, Underdog. I can click on it, but it's gonna be slow for me to see it on my end.
All right, and I see Shook Focus, and I just got the 5-minute warning from my better half. I'm gonna have to go in 5 minutes. Everybody has a boss.
Oh boy.
So here we have a question, which is as follows: Underdog Crypto, how are you so skilled at information hunting, and what do you find to be the most resourceful areas of these projects? All right, so that's two questions. With my background, and I always skim over it, but I'll give you the meat of it. My skill sets weren't made for cryptocurrency originally. My skill sets were in the legal field. My skill sets were in the fraud examination field, and then it transitioned into the cyber field. And these skill sets have been utilized to find people who are lost, human trafficking, find people who are being targeted, safety issues, keep people from being killed. Some of the most interesting, advanced, dangerous things you can think of, I've been able to utilize using a combination of these skills over the last 20 years of my life. I start thinking about information in general, and I started thinking about if this is applicable. Understanding what is disinformation should be very impactful. So I did proof of concept on my own. I started to apply these techniques to the stock market, and these techniques were able to make me from $500 to $5,000 in 2 weeks. I got off of the stock market because it was too slow and they was cheating me, and I could have made more. And I went to crypto. In crypto, these skill sets have become vital: cyber investigations, fraud examination, and research, as there is so much information. It's information overload, and it's very difficult to tell what is true and what's not. Anybody can make a white paper, and anybody can say anything about a project, and you have pressure of social influence. So I decided to take cyber investigations, fraud, and forensics and converge these together and apply it to a research project. And that problem that I'm applying it to is information. The way it possibly can help you is this: as you look at information, if you notice, I never tell you to buy anything, ever. I've never told one person to go buy a token. I will only tell you what I found based on research that the skills have allowed me to find, and thereby you use it to leverage your position. So you should be doing your own research, but I use those skills to do that. And so that information hunting came from using it in different areas of life. And trust me, whether you're trying to find a cheating spouse or you're trying to find someone who wants to walk into a school or some other place and cause mass destruction, the skill set doesn't change. The process is still the same. Now, what do you find the most resourceful areas of these projects? I found the FUD to be the most resourceful areas of every project. And what I mean by that is, for some reason, bad means good and good means bad. Everything's backwards and wonky in crypto. If you say, if I did this, if I put my fist up and Red Dad Blue Dad has me on camera and he says, Underdog Crypto, you balled your fist up. And I said, that's FUD. I didn't ball my fist up. Then 20 other people will say to Red Dad Blue Dad that he didn't really see me ball my fist up, that he is saying FUD. And so Red Dad Blue Dad learns not to say that he sees my fist balled up, so he just won't speak at all. Now, the problem with that influence of people saying that anything negative is FUD, it keeps you from knowing the truth, meaning that it doesn't matter if it's negative. So in a project, the first thing I do is go find out what negative they're saying, because they all have always saying within the negative, there's some truth. So I go find the negative things they're saying, the worst things they're saying, and I try to prove or disprove it. If I can prove the negative things, that helps me to lead to the positive stuff. If I can disprove the negative things, it helps me to gain better understanding of the positive stuff. All of the most resourceful things you can find is the things that people say are wrong. So with BAB, for example, their CEO, they don't like the CEO of that particular project. They said that the CEO is a crook. By looking into the CEO, I found out more about the licensing. By looking into that, I found out that there was no evidence about the CEO that could prove that he was a crook. That was a business partner that was didn't like the CEO who started these narratives, but that helped me look into the business partner and find out another project that I should steer clear of. So by looking into the negative stuff, I was able to find positive stuff and confirm or deny the things that they were saying. So narratives are important. Negative aspects of projects can be your best place. Just make sure you keep an open mind and not try to confirm or confirm anything or try to find something to support it. Just go wherever the research takes you and make sure that the source that you receive is a legitimate source.
Hey, I know you say you got 5 minutes, brother. Do you have time for another question?
The last one, or I'll be sleeping on the couch.
Oh no, we can't have that happen. We can't have that happen, family. Y'all got to understand that.
Go ahead.
All right. So it says from Phantom Beats, it said VeChain was a good start for me. It has utility and very easy to understand what it does and what it's for. Is that a question? I guess that's a question. Let's go to one more. I'm not sure I think he was just stating that. If you can find a question out of that. The last question that I want to make sure I action in line. It said, how much would you need to get a trillion intimate IO?
Good question. It's also a trick question because now you're trying to figure out how much I bought Third Eye. I see what you're doing, Third Eye. So I would have to go to the current price of the token and also the exchange because there's PancakeSwap, LBank, there's 5 different places. But on average, right now, based on the price, matter of fact, let's go look. Let's go look. So I can give you a better understanding. I'm going to do a general one. I'm going to pull up Bitmart. That's just quicker. I could go to PooCoin. I could go to a lot of different ways, but let's just go to Bitmart. That one has it on it. LBank has it on it. Let's go find out so we can find out what a trillion tokens is. This is a good question too because now we can see
it's at least 5 figures.
I think you're right. So right now that's 13 zeros, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And survey says that the cost will be, I gotta go to a different place. Drum rolls, please. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It looks like currently, and this is now let me say this. This price is going to be based on the token price not moving. And we know that's not possible, right? Because as you buy it, the price goes up. But if you were to buy right now a trillion tokens, it would cost you, and if the token price did not move, every token has to be the exact same price, which is not possible. You would pay $105,000. About $105,000.
That's 6 figures.
Yeah, so you'll pay 6 figures for it. But the reality is, more than likely, if you were to go to any exchange and drop $100,000 on a token, when the coin market cap, you're going to pay more than $300,000, double that to get it, because every time you buy the token, the price is going to go up. It's going to start shooting up. So you're not going to be able to dollar average in. So you'll pay probably about, you'll probably, in my personal opinion, you'll pay about $300,000 today to get a token for that amount. If you we have somebody in our community, I know a few people in and out the community who bought in as soon as I had told you about it, and they were able to get about 1 trillion tokens for around 60K. And then there's some who bought when Crypto Hodlers first talked about it back in June, and they were able to get 3 trillion tokens for about 20K. Look at Red Dad Blue Dad. And so you can imagine that. Imagine walking around with 3 trillion tokens, and you can go to Binance Scan and see how many people hold 1 trillion tokens or more. I think in the 1 trillion range before 2 trillion, there's only 12 holders who hold between 1 to 2 trillion. And then after that, I think it's like 6 holders. And then it goes to the marketing cap. So yeah, there's some people who are some big fish.
There's a different level of stunting, quoted by Plies, Fort Myers, Florida. There's a different level of stunting.
Absolutely. I'm just imagining holding 1 trillion tokens and watching it 10x and not to sell it, and then watch it 20x and not to sell it, and then being like Apple 10 years from now.
Hold on, Underdog. As I recall, you said there's 3 projects that you hold 1 trillion tokens.
All I'm saying is, folks,
Porn Rocket was one.
all I'm saying, folks, people have to take advantage.
Hey, he didn't say that to me personally. He said it online, family. I made the biggest purchase ever. This man had left. He had went ghost. That's thing, I get pictures of him from Hawaii.
Yeah,
you had to sleep on it.
But with that being said, though, Red Dad, Blue Dad, and I say this, yes, that's a lot of tokens and that's a lot of price, but it's not going to get any cheaper. I mean, here's the thing about it. I keep saying, I said this before, I said it a little bit too quickly. Let me say it plainly. 11 years ago, the geek, the person that was the nerd and who did the glasses like this, they put $1,000 on Bitcoin and they bought 1,000 Bitcoin. Let me say it one more time. They bought 1,000 Bitcoin. They were not whales. They were not rich. They had $1,000. Did you have $1,000 11 years ago? I'm sure you did. So they had vision and foresight. That's it. But now look how much we respect them. Look at the whales. We complain. Look, that's so funny. The nerd got the best of us. The nerd put $1,000 on
the nerds, baby.
Yeah, they put
$1,000. Revolution is the revenge of the nerds.
They put $1,000 on Bitcoin. They waited 11 years. Now every coin is worth $67,000. Yeah. And when they are in Hawaii or wherever they're going, they say, you know what? I feel like dining out tonight. Let me sell a percentage of my Bitcoin, and they'll sell 20,000. And the whales are dropping, and we're like little ants.
Yeah.
It's the nerd, folks. So I'm saying to you, do you want to be that nerd? Red Dad, no one's going to listen to us. Someone sees that token right now, and they're like, I'm not going to buy that token. And know what's going to happen? They could have spent $1,000 on it. And then when it hits 3 years from now, I'm going to be sitting with Red Dad, Blue Dad somewhere and chilling out. And I won't be that whale. And he's going to be like, I'm going to go ahead and buy me some croissants.
Are you telling me that history repeats itself?
No, I think that common sense isn't always common. Because I can't give financial advice, I can't sit here and tell people to buy something, not buy something. I'm just saying, to me, if you are looking for money for long term, the whole thing about it is, if you were to buy $1,000 of Bitcoin and had left it alone for 11 years, look where you could be now, 1,000 Bitcoin. If you have $1,000 in this particular project and walk away from it for 11 years, you may have a fortune in 11 years or 3 years from now. I would much rather have the fortune and then worry about how to spend it on it. Buy a church if you want to. I don't know what you're going to do with the money. Do something with it, but it's better to have it and than not to have it. That's my opinion.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to give it up to Underdog Crypto and Logos Alpha. I gotta get Logos. I gotta get Brother Alpha back home, man. And Underdog, I want to say thank you. I salute you. I don't want you sleeping on the couch, but this is how I want to do it. I want to end the live and thank family. Thank you, family. I thank you, community. I apologize. How could I end this podcast without saying I love you guys? Thank you for showing your support. I hope you guys ate real good tonight. I hope you got a belly full, man. I hope you got a belly full of information. I hope you hit the like button. I hope you share it. And me and Underdog, it's about to leave you guys the same way we can. Can you dig it, Underdog? Can you dig it?
I'm waiting for you to hit that video about the wealth.
Let's do it.
Ja. You know we all about this wealth war. You got to make sure you got the right artillery to shoot. Yeah, it's red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Yeah, red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Yeah, red dad, blue dad. I'm making that. How about you? I'm trying to fight this rock, bro. Yeah, no, I won't lose. How about you? Stick to the script, yeah, bro. Yeah, just like glue. The poor get poor every day now, homie. Now I won't lose. Probably a mindset of people, that's something that I can't choose. It's red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Yeah, red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Red dad, blue dad. I'm making that pipe. Yeah, red dad, blue dad. I'm making that. How about you?
Peace, family. Me and Underdog Crypto is out here. Peace, man. Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Peace and love. All right, Underdog, man. All right, family. We out here. We came. We conquered. We showed out. And we got to go to bed. Peace.